Racism is not just a problem of the past. It's a problem of the present. Systemic racism is woven into the very fabric of American society, from the police force to education, from the criminal justice system to healthcare. Today, we are uncovering the hidden truths about racism in America that affect millions every day. Black Americans are disproportionately affected by police brutality. Despite making up only 13% of the population, Black Americans represent nearly 30% of all victims of police violence. This is not an isolated issue. Systemic. The racial wealth gap is staggering. The median wealth of Black households is just $24,000, compared to over $189,000 for white households. This gap isn't a coincidence. It's a direct result of centuries of discrimination, from slavery to redlining to unequal access to opportunities. Education should be the great equalizer. Yet, Black students are more likely to be suspended, expelled, or pushed out of school altogether. This school-to-prison pipeline means that millions of Black children are being set up for failure long before they even enter adulthood. Black Americans also face alarming health disparities. On average, Black people live 4 years less than their white counterparts. They're more likely to suffer from chronic conditions like diabetes and heart disease conditions, made worse by unequal access to health care and discrimination in medical treatment. And the criminal justice system? Black Americans represent 40% of the prison population, even though they make up just 13% of the country. This overrepresentation is not a coincidence. It's a direct result of policies designed to target communities of color. Even in something as basic as housing, discrimination runs deep. Black families are often denied mortgages, charged higher rents, and pushed into neighborhoods with fewer resources. These practices, like redlining, have lasted for generations. Racial profiling still happens on a daily basis. Black Americans are twice as likely to be stopped by police while driving. They're also far more likely to face harsher sentences in court for the same crimes committed by white individuals. But it's not just the facts that are disturbing. It's the way media perpetuates these stereotypes. Black people are often portrayed as criminals or threats, reinforcing bias and feeding the cycle of racism. Racial inequality impacts not just the Black community, but the entire nation. When one group is held back, it affects the growth, prosperity, and harmony of the whole society. Systemic racism is everyone's problem, but it doesn't have to be this way. Change is possible, but only if we confront these truths head-on. Ignoring the facts only perpetuates the system. We must recognize, understand, and take action to dismantle systemic racism. If you believe in equality, if you want to make a difference, start by educating yourself and sharing this knowledge. Share this video, talk about what you've learned, and take a stand. Together, we can break the cycle of systemic racism. The fight for justice starts now.